Okay, a small recap. So yesterday what we have seen is we have downloaded Java JDK and then installed it. Then we downloaded the Eclipse version. Then after that we have extracted it, right click and then extracted it, the zip file. Then we have created a workspace, project, package, and then a Java class files. And then we have seen difference between what is source folder, what is bin folder, and then what JRE system library consists of. The source folder consists of the Java files, and then the bin folder consists of the class files. Java files are the files where we write the code. Class files are the files which will be used for execution. Okay, how the class files will be created today we'll see. Okay, whenever a Java file is created, a class file also is created, but how it is created today we'll see. Then after that we saw what is a data type and then what is a variable. Okay, we also saw how to write a program and then how to execute it. Okay, this is what we have seen yesterday. So now we'll do the same thing. Okay, so we'll create a project, go to file, new, Java project. Otherwise you can go for project, select your Java project. Anything we can do. Second day project I'll give. Then I need to select the environment as Java SE 1.7 or 1.8 or 1.9. Then click on finish. Once we create a project, that will consist of a source folder and JRE system library. JRE system library consists of the jar files, which is used for the execution purpose of the Java code. Okay, so if you go to the original folder location, right click on the project, go to properties, click on resource, you will get the location. Now if I go to the original folder location, it consists of the source folder and then the bin folder. Okay, so now I will create a package, right click on the source folder, go to new, package, first pack. Okay, so it gives me an error, warning, because package name always should start with small letter. Then right click on the package, go to new, class. Okay, we have created a workspace before itself, project, package we created. Now we are creating the Java class file. Okay, so now I'll give the class name as, for example, learning variables. I'll give. So in case if I give the class name starting with a small letter, it gives me a warning again, because class name always should start with a capital letter. Okay, and then based on this radio button selection, we will get actually what the keyword called public or not. So as of now it's like default. Then I need to select the public static void main. Why we need this public static void main function is because once if we have a main function, then only we can execute the program. Otherwise we cannot execute the program. Okay, so I will not click on the checkbox now. I'll click on finish. So this is my package first pack. Then class learning variables. So that's my class name. If I need my main function, shortcut is MAIN, control space, enter. That will get me my main function. Okay, so here CISO hello world. To execute the program, right click, run as Java application. That's it. This gets me my output here. Clear? So only when we have a main function, then only we will get as in run as Java application. Okay. In case if I don't have the main function, now when I right click run as, can you see? I cannot execute the program. Okay. See, I cannot execute the program. Main method not found in class. first pack learning variables. First pack is my package, learning variables is my class. Only when we have a main function, then only we can execute the program. Okay, so now when you run it, see hello world. So how to declare and initialize a variable? Integer I is equal to 10. Okay, so declaration and initialization we have done in the same step. So if I want to print the variable scissor I, so we should not give it in double quotes if we are referring a variable. Otherwise, it will print the same name itself. Right click, run as. Java application gives me 10. If I give I is equal to 20, this step is reinitialization. Okay, changing the value of the I to 20. Scissor I. 20. Same thing if I give scissor I plus 30. See, now what happened? I'm giving I plus 30. Right click, run as Java application. It gives me 50. Now I'm going to print again I. Now can anyone tell me what will be the value of I? Anyone have any idea? What will be the value of I now? So I plus 30 gives me 50. Now when I print I, what will be the value? So let me run it. It will be till 20 only. Okay. Why? Because we are not storing it into the I variable. Okay. We are not storing it to the I variable. We are just actually what adding the I value with 30. But still I value will be 20 only because we have not initialized it over there to I value. Same thing now if I give I is equal to I plus 30. So now when I run it, see
it will become 50. Yeah.
50. I plus 30, 20 plus 30 will be 50. Then that 50 will be initialized to I value. Now the I value is 50. So that's why it's print. Clear, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Good guys. So now next. So this is what variables over there. Still now we are saying till here. Okay. So any variable that has been declared inside the main function will be called as a global variable. Okay. So today we are going to see about types of variables over there. Okay. Any variable that has been declared inside the main function will be called as a local variable. Okay, so if we declare any variable outside the function, it will be called as a global variable. Okay, so how all those things we will see now. Before that, I will go to this project. So source folder consists of first pack my Java file where I can get this. Okay, so now I'll go to the same bin folder. I will have this class file. Correct. So now what I will do, I'll right click, delete it. I have deleted the class file in the bin folder. Okay. So now let me do one more information. So let me try to do some changes here. I'll give a space, then I'll click on Control S. Now if you see, a class file will be created one more time. Okay, how means, okay, so whenever the source folder is compiled, it will generate a class file. Okay, whenever a source folder is compiled, it will generate a class file. So how? If you see the execution part of a program, so I'm going to tell you how actually what the class file is been created. Okay, see, so this is a normal program. Okay, we write the statements. Those statements will be called as a high level language. Then those high level language will be given to a translator. Why? Because directly the system cannot understand actually what the language what we are writing. So it needs to convert to zeros and ones because the system understands only zeros and ones. So we need to give it to the translator. Okay, the translator, if you see, that will be actually what? Compiler and interpreter. Okay, it is of two types. Okay, both the translator, compiler, interpreter, what it will do means it will help you to convert the high level language to a machine level language, that is zeros and ones. Then it will be given for the CPU for execution. Okay, so what is the difference between the compiler and interpreter means? Okay, so for example, there are 1,000 lines of code in the program means, okay, all the 1,000 lines of code will be converted, then only actually what the execution will be started. Okay, so all the 1,000 lines of code will be converted, then only it will be given for execution. That's what, yeah. Okay, interpreter, what it will do means translate the statement from high level language to machine level language line by line. Okay, so that means 1,000 lines of code is there. First line it will be converted to zeros and ones, then execution. Second line converted, execution. Third line converted, execution. Fourth line converted, execution. Like that, step by step, every line will be converted and then will be given for execution. Okay, then after that, how a Java program. So this is how a normal program will be executed. How a Java program executes means, okay. So before, in olden days, all the programs will have either compiler or interpreter. That's it. Okay, Java is actually what the first language which comes with actually what the combination of both compiler plus interpreter. Okay, so why they did that one, we'll see. See, this is my Java program. Okay, we will, each and every line will be called as Java statements. So always Java program will be saved with an extension called .java. Okay, so now first actually what will happen means, so we have to give that those statements to the compiler first. Okay, what the compiler will do means it will first create me a class file. Okay, that's what. So the source folder consists of the Java file, bin folder consists of the class files. Okay, so whenever we are going to compile this program, a class file will be created for us. Okay, so here in this Java program, how the compilation has been done means, if you go to run, sorry, project, there is an option called build automatically. Okay, what does this build automatically will do means, whenever we write the program, okay, a compilation will be done for every step. Okay, compilation will be done for every step. That's why it gives me an error at the top itself. Okay, build automatically is the one which will help me to compile the program for me. So entire lines of 1,000 lines of code is there means all the 1,000 lines of code will be compiled and then it will be given to the class file. Okay, so what happen? It creates me a class file here, the Java compiler. Then again, one more conversion we are going to do. So this class file cannot be read by anyone. Okay, so when we open it also, what will happen? It will be in a state actually what no one can understand it. Okay, who will understand this one means the only one person, JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay, JVM is the only one person which who can understand the class file. Okay, so it has created already one byte code. Now that byte code will be again converted to perfect level of conversion to CPU and another level of bytecode conversion. That's what it will do. Okay, so JVM again will convert that information to a bytecode and given to the system. So that's why actually what little we have been secured our code here. Whenever a client asks for any application to verify, we will just send him the class files alone. Okay, code will be safer with us. We will send the class files alone to him. So with that class files, he can execute and let's see whether the application is being built according to his requirement. Okay, so code is safer with the developers or the company who is being the product company itself. That's the thing. Okay. So JVM is needed for Java to run the class file. So we need JVM to run the Java. To install JVM, we need JRE. Inside JRE, you will have G. So what does that mean? Okay, Java virtual machine is JVM. Java runtime environment is JRE. Okay, so I told you. So every program needs an environment to run its scripts. Correct? So that is what JRE will do. Okay, JVM is what means JVM is the only one which will help you to read the what is it, convert actually what that class file into another level of bytecode and then gives for execution. That's why we need JVM also. So we need JVM and JRE for both to execute the Java programs. So we install JDK, right? So what is this JDK will consist of? Means it consists of the Java compiler, JVM plus GRE. So entire set the JDK will consist of. So also actually what if you see JDK when we install, then only we can integrate with other softwares. Okay, when we want to do integration with other softwares, we need the JDK, all those stuffs also. Okay, so the difference between the compiler interpreter we told, compiler will actually what entire scripts, 1,000 lines of code, it will be converted and then only execution will be started. Interpreter line by line actually what it will convert, then execution will start. So initial startup time for the interpreter will be actually what very less. Okay, but if there is any error in the program, only when it comes for the execution of that line, then only it will identify the error. Okay, so totally 1,000 lines of code is there. 500, the 500th line there is an error. Only when it comes to the 500th line, then only it will know that there is an error in the program. Okay, that's a big problem. Okay, so compiler level, when we are going to compile, that time itself it will show you all the syntax errors in the program. Okay, so we can clear all the errors and then finally we can start the execution. Okay, so initial startup time will be little bit, there is a delay in compiler, but we will identify all the errors. We will not be interrupted during our execution time. That's the advantage of compiler. So that's why Java has included both the compiler plus interpreter. So all the syntax errors we will identify in the compiler level. Then after that we will give it for the interpreter for line by line execution. So class files has been already generated. Then during execution, JVM will do an interpreter level of again another level of conversion. So we are not been stuck any point of time. That's advantage. Clear, guys? Okay. So this is how a class file is created. Class files are used for execution. Okay. So right now I'll create one more second. I'll create one more class. So I created. So now if we go to the, yeah, can you see? There is a class file here. Understood? So now when I delete this class file, for me, when I again do a small change, when I save it, a class file is created. Correct? Same thing when I delete a bin folder, so source folder Java file, for me, whether the class file will still remain. See?
Yeah.
It's there, right? See, right now, I will refresh this entire project. So now if I come here, can you see? The class file also has been deleted. Okay, why? Because when the Java file is there, class file will be created. Okay, when the what is it? The specific Java file has been deleted, the class file also will be deleted. Okay, when and again a compilation will be done. Here, it will check whether do we have a Java file? No. So that time it will be deleted. But separately, you're keeping all the class files in a separate place, and then you're not doing anything. That time will not be a problem. Okay, right? Understood? So Java files are needed for your class file also. Okay, when a compilation has been done, we need that class files also here. So now next, we will go for the types of variables. Okay, so anyone has any questions on what is a variable and then how a variable will be declared and initialized and reinitialized? Okay, anyone has any questions on understanding a variable? Can everyone ping me in the chat windows? Yes, you're clear about what is a variable, initialization and reinitialization, so that we can continue with types of variables. Good, great. So now we'll see types of variables. So we have two types of variables. One is global, okay. Another one is local variable. So global variable is of again two types. So here it is one is static, another one is non-static. One is static variable, another one is non-static variable. Okay, so these are the two types of variable that is available here. So what is the difference between static and non-static? We'll see. So and then where it will be placed. So I have a class ABC. So we'll have a main function string arguments. So any variable that has been declared inside the function integer I is equal to 10. Okay, any variable that has been declared inside the function will be local variable. Okay, any variable that has been declared inside the function will be a local variable. Okay, any variable that has been declared outside the function. Okay, so static int a equal to 50. Okay, then integer b is equal to 100. Okay, any variable that has been declared outside the main function will be called as a global variable. Okay, so there are two types of variable. One is a static, another one is a non-static. If you see, the non-static variable and then the local variable will look alike, but only places wherever it is declared, it takes actually it's a local what is it as a global variable or a local variable. So when we declare it over there inside the function, that will be a local variable. When we declare it over outside the function, okay, so that will be a global variable. So when it has a keyword called static, it's a static variable. When it does not have any keyword, then it will be called as a non-static variable. That's it. Clear, guys? Anyone has any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So how to utilize it, we will see. So I will have only one variable here. So now,
Sorry, Murli, 1 second.
yeah,
Sorry, I don't know if I missed it.
sure,
What is
sure.
the difference between static and non-static?
So if
Other
it
than
has a,
the
tell me.
other than the text, what is the other
No,
difference?
no, those things I will tell you. As of now, understand. So if it is as a keyword called static, it's a static variable. If it does
Okay.
not have any keyword called static, it's a non-static variable.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So what's the main difference? All those things we'll see. So as of now, you're going to understand how the syntax looks like. is the difference between the local and the non-static.
Okay.
Okay, a variable which is declared inside the function will be a local variable. A variable which is declared outside the function will be a global variable. Okay, if it has a static keyword, it's a static variable. If it does not have a static keyword, it's a non-static variable. That's it. Okay, guys.
Okay. Okay.
So now next, we'll go. So Sizzle, sorry. Okay, I am going to print it. Sizzle I. So always local variable will be directly referred under variable name. Okay, so local variables always will have the variable name directly. So now global variable Sizzle. Okay, so static variables always should be referred with help of a class name. That's a standard procedure. ABC dot A. Okay, non-static variables cannot be referred with help of a class name. Okay, so non-static variables always should be referred with help of actually what? The object name only. Okay, we can refer the non-static variables only with help of the object name. So how to create an object name? So simple. New ABC. Okay, so we will create an object like this. Okay, so this will create me a memory location. Okay, so we have to give a name for it. The object name is obj1 equal to new ABC. We have given a name for it, but we have to give a reference also. So for variables, the data types is the reference. So for objects, the classes is the reference. So ABC obj1 equal to new ABC. So here, what will happen in this object? All the global members will be loaded. So what are the global members? If you see my static and non-static members, it might be a variable or it might be a function. All are my global members. Okay. So now Sizzle obj1 dot. Now I can refer the non-static member. Okay. So I told you static members also will be loaded into the object. So that means I can refer my static member also in this object level. Also, static members can be directly also referred with help of the variable name alone also. That is also possible. Clear? I know only 50% you would have understood. Okay, still we have to see. Okay, so be with me. Okay, don't think that actually what is confusing all those things. So simple. Okay, I will explain you again. So now we will write it over here. Global local variable. Okay, so a variable which is being declared inside the function will be my local variable. Okay, so integer I is equal to 10. So how a local variable will be used? System.println directly the variable name. Okay, any variable that has been declared outside the function. So integer a equal to 20, integer b is equal to 30. Okay, so if it has a keyword called static, that is called as a static global variables. Okay, it is a non-static global variable. That's it. Okay, so now if I want to refer my static variable, so how static members can be referred with help of my class name, global local variable dot. Then you can see I can access all the static members here. Okay, so reference to a class name, always static members alone can be referred. So A A is what? Static member. Then my class, global local variable, then my main function. So these three static members will be loaded into the class. So A. Then next scissor. Now, can I access the B variable through help of the class name? No,
No.
because we don't have the B. B is not loaded into the class level. So how these things are loaded, all those things we'll see when we see about the memory allocation part. Okay, which we'll explain next. Okay, so if I want to access the non-static member, always I need to create an object. So how to create an object? So we'll see. So new global local variable. This is how we create an object. Clear? So then this
Here
will,
new is the object. Here new is the object name.
when you give this syntax new class name, this entire syntax will help me to create an object.
Okay.
Okay, object is just a memory location.
So here new is the keyword then.
Yes, correct. New is a keyword. Now we have created the memory location, the object, but we have to give a name for the object. So obj1 equal to, I'm giving. So variables deals with data types, objects deals with classes. So the class name will be the reference for it. Okay. So now what will happen?
So
So
here we are creating an object for the class.
correct. Yes. Correct. So now what will happen? The class name will be the reference here, right? So what will happen? So what are the global members of this class? Okay, global local variable, this class, all will be loaded into this object. Okay, so what are the global members we have? Static int,
All global non-static variables will be loaded into that object. You mean?
all global static and non-static members. It might be a
Oh,
variable
both. Okay.
or it might be a function.
Okay.
Okay, that's why main function also is being loaded into it.
Okay.
Okay, but not the local members, only global members. Okay, so now if you see CISO obj1 dot, now can you see we are getting a lot of information in that. uh, Consider that global local variable, those things are not okay. Object is what means is the supermost class of all the classes in Java. Okay, so anytime when you create an object, so we will get some extra informations from the object class also. So for us, global local variable, can you see main function is there, that is loaded. A, which is a static variable, then after that the B. So A, B, and then the main function, all the global members. So A is a static, main function is a static, B is my non-static variable. Those three are loaded. So now we can access the non-static member. Okay. So then after that, if you see obj1 dot, can you see that A also has been loaded, I told, right? So I can access the static members with help of the object also. Also, I can access the static members directly by the variable name also. That is also possible. Clear guys? Any questions for anyone? Anyone has any questions?
No.
Okay, so let me run this. Can you see? First, system.out.println I. So, what is the I value right now? It is 10. Global local variable dot I. A. Sorry, A. So, what is the A value? 20. I'm creating an object. So after creation of the object, I'm referring obj1.b. So what is my b value? 30. obj1.a. What is my a value? 20. System.println a. What is the a value? 20. That's the thing. So static members alone can be referred with the help of a class name, object name, and directly also. But the standard procedure is always static members should be referred with the help of the class name alone. Okay, clear is same thing. let me execute with the help of the memory allocation part. Same program. What will happen when we execute the program? How the memory allocation will be done? So the ABC will be the name of the memory allocation. Anytime when we execute the program, a memory allocation will be done. Then the name of the memory allocation will be my class name with some hexadecimal number. Okay, that's what. Then the first memory which will be created into the memory is static pool. Okay, static pool is the first memory which will be created for us. Okay, then all the static members will be loaded into it. So what are the static members we have? Static int a equal to 15, then my main function. These are the two members that will be loaded. Okay, then after that, next what will happen? So static members are loaded. Then my main function, I already told you, is an executable function. Okay, so my main function start to execute now. So what will happen? It creates a local memory for main when we are going to execute it. Local memory for main will be created now. Okay, then my main function start to execute now. So integer I is equal to 10. What's happening? I'm creating a local variable. I'm created a local variable here. That's it. Okay. Then after that, system.println I. So whenever we refer with a variable name, so always the search will go to the main function, the local memory only. Okay. So the main function is created from here. Okay. So goes to the main function. Do we have I variable? Yes, we have. So 10 will be printed for me here. 10 is printed. abc.a, whenever I refer a variable with help of a class name, okay, whenever I refer a variable with a class name or a function, variable or a function with a class name, always the search will go to the static pool. Reference with the class name, always search will go to the static pool. Do we have a variable here? Yes, the value is 50. Okay, now I'm creating an object. Okay, so new ABC will help me to create an object. Helps me to create an object. Then the name of the object is what? obj1.
Murli, if you don't mind, frankly speaking, I'm not understanding anything. I don't know about others.
Guys, everyone facing the same problem? Everyone facing the same problem? Please ping me in the chat window. Anyone not able to understand? Ping me as yes if you have understood it. Ping me as yes if you have understood still now. Okay, good. Can you tell me, Guna, what's your facing issue? No, everyone has. Who is not understanding? Pratap?
It's Sagar. It's Sagar.
Okay. So let me know from the beginning you're not able to understand, or where you're
I
not.
think I didn't pay attention. That's what I feel.
Okay, so let me execute from the beginning.
Sorry for that.
Cool,
Sorry
cool.
if you
No worries, no worries. So now we are going to execute the program. Always when we execute the program, what will happen for me? A memory allocation will be created for me. Okay, so the memory allocation name will be my class name with some hexadecimal number. The first memory which will be created into the memory is what means it's my static pool. Static pool is the first memory which will be created. Clear? Then after that, so what will happen? All the static members, it might be a variable or it might be a function, will be loaded into it. Clear? So what are the static members we have? One is this variable static int a, then my main function. Those two are been loaded. Then I already told you main is an executable function. So what happened? main function first starts to execute. Whenever a main function starts to execute, it creates a local memory for it. Okay, a local memory for the main function will be created. So from where this actually what main function has been executed means from this part. Clear? Still now everyone understood this? Sagar, you also understood, right? Still now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
Interesting.
So now main function starts to execute now. What will happen? What is the first line? Integer I is equal to 10. So what's happening here? We are trying to create a variable. So a memory location will be, a variable will be created under the main function. Then system.out.println I. Whenever we refer with the variable name, search directly goes to the main function. Okay, it goes to the local memory. So what is my local memory here is the main. So do we have I variable here? Yes. Then the value is 10. So 10 will be printed for me. So that is whenever we refer with a variable name alone, search will go to the local memory and takes the value of the variable. Then system.out.println abc.a. Now I'm referring with help of actually what the class name. When I refer with help of a class name, what will happen? Always the search will go to the static pool only. Okay, reference with a class name, always search will go to the static pool. So what is the value? A, it is 50. So 50 will be printed for me now. Then next, I am creating an object. So ABC obj1 equal to new ABC. So new ABC will create me an object. That means a memory location. Okay. Then what is the name of the object? That is obj1. Obj1 will be the name of the object. Then next actually what? From where this actually what this object is created is from the main function. Okay. Then ABC will act as a reference for me. Okay. So the class name will be my reference here. So ABC obj1 equal to new ABC. So now what will happen? So for me, all the global members of the ABC class will be loaded because the reference I have given as ABC. So what happened? All the global members of the ABC class will be loaded. So what are the global members we have here? That is my
A and
static
B.
member A, then my non-static member B, and then my main function. So these three things will be loaded. So always here for this object, static members alone, always it will be taking the current information from the static pool. Static int A equal to 50, then my main function. These two are been loaded. Clear? Then after that actually what? My non-static member in B equal to 100. That always will take the value which is being given during the actually what is it? When you're writing the program, what is the value? That is the value will be taken always. Okay. These three members are being loaded into the object. Still now everyone understood this? Anyone has any questions so far? Anyone ask any questions? Clear, right? So we created the object and then we loaded all the global members. Static and non-static members are loaded. Static members, always it will be taken from the static pool and then it will be loaded here. Non-static members alone, it will be loaded here. So why static members alone we will be taking from the static pool means because static members always will have only one memory. Okay, that is actually what it will not have a duplicate memories, only one memory it will have here. That will be there in the static pool, that will be utilized all over the places. Okay, these are all like the reflection of it. Okay, it's not a new memory is created, the same static pool memory is what actually what reflected here. Okay, then next obj1.b. So we are trying to print obj1.b. Now goes to the obj1. Do we have b variable? Yes. What is the value? It's 100. 100 will be printed. Then obj1 dot a. So goes to the obj1. Do we have a variable? Yes, it is 50. Then system dot out dot println a. Now what will happen? Goes to the main function. Where I'm referring only the variable name. Do we have a variable here? No. So if you don't have a variable here, what will happen? From where the main function comes? From the static pool. So here do we have a variable? Yes, that is 50. Clear? So this is how it will be there. So now I will have one more step. So I will have one more step here. Integer a is equal to 70. I'll have integer a equal to 70. Then I'm going to print sizzle a. Sizzle abc dot a. Sizzle obj 1 dot b. I'm going to give. So what will happen? So integer a equal to 70 I'm giving. Now what will happen? I'm declared a local variable in the main function. So it creates a new variable called integer a equal to 70 here. Then next system dot out dot println a. Now what will happen? It goes to the main function. Do we have a variable? Yes, we have. So the value is 70. 70 will be printed. Clear? 70 will be printed for me. Then after that, abc dot a. So when we refer with help of a class name, where the search will go? Search will go to the static pool. What is the a
Static
value? It is 50.
50.
Then after that, obj1 dot obj1 dot a I want to do. Sorry. Next is obj1 dot a. So it goes to the obj1. What is the a value? That is 50. 50 will be printed. Clear? This is why we always say the standard procedure is to refer a global member, the static member with help of a static, actually what? With help of a class name. That's the thing. Okay. Always we need to refer the global member with help of actually what? Class name. Clear? Any questions on this part for anyone?
Good, Murli.
Okay. Cool. So we will again see some more informations on the same global variables over there. So you guys have a short break. Okay. So again, we will continue. We will execute some programs so that you will understand actually the usage of both. Okay. So we'll have a 10 minutes break, guys. Okay. Now it's 8:10. We will again connect after 10 minutes. Okay, then we'll again see about the global and then non-static in with execution of different programs with memory allocation. Okay, thanks guys. So 8:10 will again connect. Thank you. Hello. Hey, hi guys. We'll continue the session. So we have seen about actually what is global and then what is actually what the local variable. Now we are going to see in detail about actually what the execution, all those stuffs. Okay. So let me take a program and then we'll try to execute that. So let me execute this big program. Okay, so we'll execute this program. So first, when we start to execute this program, what will happen? It creates a memory location. So it'll create a memory location. So it's create a memory location for it. Then what will be my class memory location name? It will be my class name with some hexadecimal number. Okay, it will be my class name with some hexadecimal number. Then after that, what is the first memory which will be created? That will be my static pool. Static pool will be the first memory which will be created for us. That's what. Okay. Then what are the members will be loaded into the object? So that will be static in k equal to 40. Then anything else will be loaded?
Main program.
Super. My main function also will be loaded. I'll write like this. Then what will happen? I'll ask someone. Hey, hi Pratap, you there?
Yes, I am there.
Now can you tell me what will happen now? So static members are all loaded. Then my main function, what will happen? What will happen?
And then it will create the memory for local too, right?
Super. Local memory for main will be created now. Yes. Then this main is created from here. Now what happened? Main function start to execute. So what will happen? What are these two?
For int and JINJ will
Yeah.
be
Two variables will be created into the main function. So these two are local variables. Okay, right? Yes. Then Pratap, you there?
I am there.
Uh,
Now then an object will be created for the
okay. So two local variables are created inside. Then after that, what we are doing means, so I'm trying to print it like this. So what does this mean? See, right now, I'll go here. So this is my program. I'll create a concatenation. I'll give it. I given class name, creating class name as concatenation. Then I have integer I is equal to 10. So I will help me to print the value 10. Correct? Same thing. If I'm going to give it as scissor local variable plus I. Now what will happen? That will print me local variable, then my I value as 10 here for the I as 10.
Okay.
Clear? That's what it's going to do. Okay. So now can you tell me what will happen now? It's going to print me local
Print
variable.
local variable. Yeah. Plus I equal to 12.
So I. So what will happen when you refer only the variable name? Search will go to the main function. What is my main
Yeah.
function? I value
10
10.
space 20 it will print.
Super space and then J. What is the J value in main function?
20.
20. 20 will be printed. Super. Now what will happen here? Can you tell me? In double quotes we have global local variable. So print.
Space k value is 40 will be printed.
Correct. So how the k value search will go? So when we have only the variable name, search will go to the main function.
Main function, yeah.
Do we have k variable here?
Under the main function, we don't have any k variable, so it will go to global, right?
Static pool, because main function
Static pool.
has been created from this place, right? So goes to the static pool. Here do we have k value, k variable? Yes,
40.
that is 40. Yes. Then next Pratap.
So this is again local.
No, what is global
Okay,
underscore
now
local variable? That's a
it's a class name dot object like variable. So again 40 it will print.
how the search will go now?
Now
Before
it will
search,
go with
sorry, tell me.
sorry. Now it's go with class name.
Ah,
Dot k means is we are like
so when we refer only the variable name, search will go to the main function, searches for that variable name. In case if we don't have, comes to the static pool. But when we refer with the help of a class name, search directly goes to the static pool, checks whether do we have key variable. Yes,
so the above line also same thing, right?
No.
But here we mentioned with a class name. Above line is like without a class name we mentioned.
Correct. So what will happen? Search first goes to main function. If we have k variable here, takes that k value and then prints it. In case if we don't have, then only it will take 40. So before
here, what is the difference like the line 2 we printing k with a like some text global variable text, right?
So
second one is global underscore local variable. We're using the class name dot k, right? So both cases it will check in the within the main first. If there is within the function, if that is not there, it is go to static.
no, right? No, brother, wait. I'll tell you. So simple. When I refer only with the variable name, search will go to the main function. Do we have k variable? If not, then goes to the static pool. Okay. When we refer with help of a class name, search directly goes to the static pool. There
got it.
do we have k value. Okay, that's the difference here.
Got it.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Thanks for that. So next, hi Guna, you're there.
Yes.
Now can you tell me what will happen next? This step.
We are creating an object with a class name.
Super. So we are creating an object. What is the object name?
OBJ.
Correct. OBJ. OBJ will be the object name. From where it's created is from the main function. Okay. So now next what will happen? So reference is what? Global local variable. Yes, this class. So that means load all the members of the, that is the global members of the global local variable class. Correct?
Yes.
So all the static and non-static members, it might be a variable or a function will be loaded. So static members alone, I told it will take from the static pool. So static in k equal to 40, then my main function. Then after that, do we have anything else non-static? Yes, we have in p equal to 50. Then do we have any other non-static members? That's it. So only these three things. Yes. Then now, next what will happen, Guna?
Now the value it will take from the object from like its p value equal 50.
So we are referring with the help of an object name, goes to the obj object. What is the p value? That is 50. Yes. Then obj.k
Object value it will take like it will go to the class name and will
goes to the obj. What is the k value? It is 40. Okay. Hey, thanks, Guna. Thank you so much. Now next, hey, hi, Kranti, you there? Hey, hi, Sagar, you there?
Yeah, Murli.
Yes, Sagar. Now can you tell me what will happen next? So we have actually what? Printed the values. Next, obj.k p equal to 60. Now what will happen?
So it will reinitialize to 60.
Correct. So goes to the obj. What is the p value? That is 50. Will be reinitialized with 60. Yes. Then obj.k equal to 90. So goes to the obj. What is the k value? 40. That will be now replaced with 90. So I already told you static members alone always will have only one copy. So whenever there is a change applied to the static member, that change will apply all over the places. So in the static pool also, the value will be changed to 90. Clear? So now I'm trying to print obj.p. Now what will be the value?
Obj p is equal to 60.
Correct. So right now the current value is 60. Next obj.k.
Same obj.k is 90.
Yes. So obj.k goes to the obj, k value is 90. Yes. Then next global local variable I'm printing. Then what is the, I'm referring with the help of a class name, the k variable. Now what will be printed?
90.
Yes. So it goes to that. So when I refer with the help of a class name, reference directly will go to the static pool. What is the k value? That is 90. Because static pool, static members alone, a change will apply everywhere. Yes. Now next, what I'm doing here?
We are creating a new object.
Correct. We are creating a new object. That object name is obj1. So then now, what are the members will be loaded? All the global members. So static members, I already told you, it will take from the static pool. So what are the static members we have? Static in k equal to
90.
Correct. That is value is 90 now. Then my main function. Then after that, anything else?
In local variable int p equal to 50.
Correct. So non-static member alone, it will take the old memory information only. Okay, that is 50 here. Clear, guys? So this is the main thing you have to understand here. So static members, it's actually what will have only one memory, which will take from the static pool. Non-static members will have multiple copies. Every object level, there will be one copy will be created and then takes the old value only.
Can we create static member inside the main function?
No. That is local inside a function. If you create any variable, that will be a local variable only. You cannot have any static keyword inside here. So for example, so here you cannot have a keyword called static here. Okay. So if you don't have anything, then that will be treated as a local variable. Okay. So if you give the same variable outside, that's a non-static variable. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now next. So we have created the object and then we have loaded the static and the non-static members. So static members will have the current value of the static pool. Non-static members will take the value from the old. Okay. So non-static members will have multiple copies, but static members will have only single copy. So everywhere the same value. Okay. Good. So now next, Kranti, you like to try? Hey, thanks, Guna. Super. Thanks, Vidyasakar. Guru.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Hey, good. Kranti, now can you tell me? So we are trying to print the values. obj1.p. What will be the value?
50.
Correct. obj1.p. P value will be 50. Yes. Then obj1.k. What is the k value?
It's a 90.
Yes. Goes to the obj1. K value is 90.
Yes.
Yes. Then
Mm.
global local variable.
Variable.
So what will be the value? So global local variable dot, sorry, global local variable
Local
dot
variable
k.
dot k. It directly goes to the static pool, and there
Super.
it's a 90. K equals
Super.
to 90.
Yes, correct. So when we refer with the help of a class name, always search will go to the static pool only. Okay.
Yeah.
Super. Yes. Then next, now what I'm trying to do here.
It's a global local k equals to 20.
So what is this global local variable dot k? That's
So
my
k is a static pool k.
correct. So what I'm trying to do, it's a reinitialization.
Yeah, it's 20.
Correct. Now 90 will be replaced with 20.
20.
So when I replace the value of the static member, what will happen? That
All
change
the
will apply.
static, yeah, all the static will be changed to 20.
Superb. Yes, everywhere it will be changed to 20. Good, superb. Yes. Then,
Initializing k object 1
yeah.
70 as p is 25.
So obj1.k, if we change to 70, now what will happen? I'm changing it to
The
70.
yeah, all the statics will change into the 70.
Superb. So anywhere you change, so the change will be applied everywhere for the static members alone because it has only one copy.
Okay.
Then obj1.p equal to 25. Now what happened?
It's non-static one will be p equals to 25 in object 1.
So here in obj,
It will be same 60 itself.
super, because it's a every object level it will have one memory, non-static members. Yes. Now next, Kranti, what we are doing now?
We are creating an object 2.
Yes. So we are creating another object that is obj2.
Yes.
So now what other members will be loaded into the object?
All the global members.
Correct.
Like static and non-static.
So static members always will be taken from the static pool. So what is my current value of static k? 70. Yes. Then my main function. Then next what will happen? What will be loaded?
It's a integer p equals to 50.
Correct. So it will take from this old information only. Yes, correct. Then next.
Okay. Next, it refers to the class name, and there it goes to the static pool, and k equals to 70.
Superb. Yes, that is 70. Then
Then it goes to object 2, where p value is 50.
yes, correct. Then
Object 2, k value is 70.
yes, that will be 70. Yes, then I'll move down. obj.p.
Oh, it goes to object p value is 60.
Yes, 60. Yes, then
It goes to object 1,
yeah,
where p value is 20.
super correct. Yes. Then next, entire program is executed. Now it first comes out of the main function. When it comes out of the main function, what will happen means, so the main memory will be deleted. So through the main only, actually what if you see, all these actually what objects are being created, correct? So now what will happen? All the object memories also has been deleted. Okay, so because from here only all the objects are created. Once main memory is deleted, associated memories also will be deleted. Then comes out of the entire program. Now the static pool, and then the entire program will be deleted. By whom means by the garbage collector. Garbage collector is the one who will delete the entire memory.
Okay.
Clear? So that after execution, so no memory is been allocated into the system. Unnecessary memories have been deleted.
Okay.
Understood, guys? Anyone has any questions so far on understanding what is a global local variable and what is static and non-static? How the values will be assigned, and then when you create an object, how which values will be taken for static and which values will be taken for non-static? Everyone is clear on this one? That's what we are seeing still now.
So,
And
Murli, I understood this part. I just want to understand the last statement when you said like if right drop, right garbage collector. Can you
yes,
repeat that?
so what does this garbage collector will do means it will delete all the unnecessary memory. So that means once the execution is completed, so this memory we don't need to store it in the system because it's of unnecessary usage for us, correct?
Okay.
So that's why once we execute it, so first when it comes out of the main block, what will happen? The main memory will be deleted. So through the main memory only for us actually what the other objects are being created, correct? These object memories. So that's why when the main memory is deleted, all the associated memories also is being deleted.
Delete. Okay.
Then after
It
that
means it's
comes
kind of a RAM.
correct. It's a kind of a not a RAM. So RAM is actually what during your execution time actually what it takes a memory. So this thing actually what it stores into the internal memory for us actually what execution. So RAM also is been a part of it. Okay.
A similar behavior like RAM, I believe.
Correct, correct. Yes, similar to it. So then after that comes out of the entire program, that time static pool, and then the every memory which has been created also is been deleted by the garbage collector. So once we come out of it, the memory which has been taken will again come to nil. That's what.
Okay.
Clear, right? Good. Great. Yes. So this is about global and local variables. So I will be giving you some assignments, same like this programs. So I want you guys to draw the same similar memory allocation, and then after that actually what I want you to execute. So you might feel the difference right now whenever I execute the program here. Okay, before I executed here, right? So for this, so compared to this one, understanding the information by drawing this memory allocation is always easier. You will clearly come to know why the memory is allocated and when the memory is allocated and what is the usage of the memory. Okay, everything once when you execute with this memory allocation, you will be very clear, and also during the execution, you will clearly come to know what is the value that will be taken here. Okay, that's the advantage of understanding the memory allocation part. So that's why I want you guys again I will be giving you some programs, right? So those programs I want you to execute with help of actually what this memory allocation. Take a note, paper and pen, and draw, and then get the output. Finally, execute this program. See, before we execute this, right? Then finally execute it, and then after that compare whether your executed output and then the actual output both are correct. Okay, so if it is not correct, again do it one more time. Okay, don't try to do in the same memory. Again, take a paper and pen, again do it one by one. Okay, the more and more you draw, the more and more you will be clear with the concepts here. Okay guys, so can everyone ping me in the chat room that yes, if I've understood this global and local variable? Let me get a conference. Cool, great guys. So we'll have another 5 minutes break. Okay, then we are going to talk about functions, which is called as methods. Okay, we'll talk about that. Then after that, by another 15 minutes, I'll take the basics of functions. I'll tell you. Then tomorrow we'll see it in detail. Okay, just a 5 minutes. So 7:37, 7:42 will I can connect. Okay, thanks guys.
గెలుతుంటాడు అదే అందుకే నాకు ఎప్పుడైతే మధ్యలో కొద్ది ట్రాక్ తప్పాను ఏమి నా మాట వినిపిస్తున్నాయి
Hello. Hey, hi guys. We'll continue the session. Guys, yesterday is actually what session recording everyone has got received, right? Everyone has received the yesterday's like. So it's like actually what every day I'll be sending the videos to you like this. So yesterday I sent you that actually what
Yeah, I just noticed, Murali. Yeah, I have received.
you received, right? Good, good. Okay. So I'll send you the topic list. What are the things we have covered for that day, and then the YouTube URL. Then after that, the code files that what we discussed. So today we are seeing all these things, right? So those things.
Sure, sure.
Okay, guys. Good. Okay. So let me continue. So now we are going to see about functions or the methods. We'll be calling it as functions are also called as methods. So let me get print weekdays. Then I'll have my main function. So I want to print my weekdays. So I want to print multiple weekdays. So right now I'll just print season Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, season Saturday, Sunday. So I have my weekdays. So I just want to print for multiple times. So this is what I want to print it. So right now, if you see, for me, this Monday to Sunday. Okay, let me go right click at this side. I'll open the line number. So if you see, this Monday to Sunday, these 7 lines of code has been repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Totally 7 times it has been repeated for me here. Okay, these 7 lines of code has been repeated 7 times for me. So what we will do means, okay, if we want to, we have some statement that has been repeated a number of times in different places. We will have them as a methods. Okay, we will have them as methods here. So why we will have them as methods and then we will call them this? So for 2 reasons. One, the code looks pretty simpler, and then also performance also will be increased here. Okay, so think over in real-time scenario, there are 200 lines of code which has been repeated 10 times. That means what? Totally 2000 lines of code. That is. Okay, so right now for me, in my application, if I write 2000 lines of code, the performance will be decreased. Instead of that, I will take a method. Inside that method, I will write the 200 lines of code, and whenever it is needed, I will call that method. Then that execution will be done. So what will happen at this point of time? Whenever I'm going to do in that phase, so for me, execution performance time will be good, and then also actually what the code looks simpler for me. That's the thing. Okay, it'll not be clumsy like this. Okay, so how I'll tell you, and then how it has been used in real time for Selenium also I'll tell you. Okay, once we do this, I will tell you that real time usage also. I'll give it as function usage. Then I'll have my main function. So I will just copy this entire lines of code here. Okay. So now we'll see how we can write a method. So how a method will be written is so simple. Void method 1. Okay. So void is the return type. Then method 1 is my method name. And always methods will have a parenthesis. Okay. Methods are also called as functions. It will have parenthesis here. Okay. So always a method. So method 1 is going to print. Always a method will have a return statement. Okay, if it is void, we don't need to return any value. Instead of void, okay, we can have integer or any data type. If it is actually what integer, we need to return an integer value. If it is string, we need to return a string value. If it is boolean, we need to return a boolean value, like that. So right now I'll make it as void. Void means I cannot return any value. Only for void alone we cannot return any value. So same like that, for void, return statement is also not mandatory because we cannot return any value. But apart from void, if we have any other data type, any other data return type, we need to return a value specific to that. Okay, so how we can call the method means. Okay, so as of now I'll remove these things. So how I can call the method means, so I'll have sysO program starts. Ends. So whenever I execute my program, always main function will be called by default. Correct? Main function will call by default. That's we do. But the same thing, how we can call actually what this other methods means. So same as like actually got variables, methods also of two types, static and then non-static. So static members can be called with the help of a class name. Non-static members, we have to create an object. Okay, so if it's a non-static member, so simple, I need to create an object here. Function usage obj1 equal to new function usage. That's it. Then obj1 dot, you can see method 1 I can call. So main and method 1 coming from the function usage class. Okay, this is how. So now what will happen? This will go and call me this method 1, execute this method 1, prints me method 1, and then returns to this place. And finally comes and execute me, program ends. So first main function start to execute, program starts. Then after that, we create an object for the function usage class. Then after that, actually what? All the global members, static and non-static members, it might be variables or it might be functions, will be loaded into the object. Then from that object, I'm calling this method 1. Then we are printing method 1 here. Okay, I'll run this again. Method 1 will be printed. Then finally, actually what? Now it executes the method 1 and returns to the place wherever it is called, and finally program ends. This is how. Clear? So now for me, we will go here. So everyone clear, guys? So everyone understood what is a method? Real-time usage, I'll tell you. As of now, everyone understood what is a method, how a method will be written. It has a return type and then the name of it. It should be having parentheses. Void means it can have a return statement but cannot return any value. And then it's not mandatory to have a return statement. But if it is actually what? Apart from void, if it is integer or any other data type, we need to return the specific value. Okay, only for void alone we don't want to return. Other things we have to return. To call the method, method also is of two types: static or non-static. If it is static method, we can call with the help of a class name. Non-static methods, we have to create an object with the help of the object we used to call. Then the object will method will be executed, and finally control again comes to the main function, and program ends. So this is what we have seen till now. Everyone is clear on this part? Can everyone ping me in the chat when there's yes if you have understood this part? Cool guys. So now next. So now let me copy this. I'll have it here. So now this is what will be executed in my main function, correct? So now these 7 statements we know that has been used n number of times. So I will have that information in my method. I can also change the method name as simply as weekdays. Weekdays. Then which are the places we are using these methods? Sorry, these 7 lines. I will call that method. So before that, I will create an object function usage obj1 equal to new function usage. Okay. Then after that, we'll have obj1 dot then weekdays. So which are the places we have this? I'm going to replace it with this. Then here. Then again here also we call. See, now we have standardized it. So now if you see, it will be so easier for us to understand the program. It will not be clumsy as like before. And then also number of lines of code also has been decreased right now. That's the advantage of using the methods. See, now I'll right click, run as Java application. Same output I can expect now also. So before also, here also, the same output, both the places, it will be of same output. Clear guys? So how it has been used in real time in the Selenium is, so what we'll do, we will have our login application. So for example, there will be 100 to 200 test cases will be there. So for every test case, login will be mandatory and login and logout. So we'll have the login in a separate method, logout in a separate method. So whenever we execute any test case, we will call the login method. The login method will go and log into the application. Then after that, we execute the next our test cases. Then after executing the test cases, we will log out, call the logout method. So like that, which are the things that have been used for n number of times. So we will have it over there in the method. It's not that actually what, only the information which has been executed a number of times. Also to standardize everything separately, we will have it as a method, which will be easier for us to call that execution point whenever it's needed for us. Okay, so when we have it as a method and then we give a name for a valid name for a method, then calling and then utilizing is easier. That's what we will do. Clear? Any questions for anyone, guys? Anyone has any questions so far? Okay, so this is about actually what methods. So what we have seen today is how to write a method, and then what is a return type. We have seen the basics of it. So tomorrow we'll see about actually what return types and then method overloading concept. Okay, a same method name with different arguments. That's what we are going to see tomorrow. Any questions from anyone for today? Any questions from anyone, please? Yes, Pratap. Any question, Pratap?
No, we are good. I'm saying.
Good. Okay. Okay, guys. Guys, actually, what? So tomorrow will be the last demo class. So in case if you want to continue over there, so as of now, you can add my account details. I'll just forward that account details to you guys. Okay. So you just add my account to your thing, and if you're sure that actually what you want to continue with my class, you like my class. So tomorrow you can make the payment. Okay. So today I'll forward that account details to you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you. So tomorrow we'll meet
Thank
by same time. Thank you. Bye, guys.
you.